Now we're going to take a look at Suicide Messiah from the Mafia CD. This song is tuned down a whole step, and then we have a drop D tuning. So the low E string is tuned down not only a whole step to D, but then with the drop D tuning, we tune down another whole step. So the actual pitch is C. It should sound like this. Here's the A string, D string, G string, B string, high E string. So we're tuned down a whole step with a drop D. The first thing we hear in the song is this riff. So what we're doing is we're going to bend a full step from the 3rd fret of the bottom string. After bending up, we come back down and then strike the bottom 2 strings open. Now while the guitar does this, the bass comes in, and the bass has a distorted sound to it that almost sounds like a guitar. So I think it's cool if we learn the bass part. It goes like this. So I'm hammering on 3 to 5 on the A string, bottom string open 2 times, 5th fret A, bottom string open 2 times, repeat those 3 notes. Now 5th fret A to the bottom string once. So far we've done this. Now to the D string, I'm going to pull off 5 to 3 and then grab 5 on the A string and repeat those 3 notes. Here's what we've done so far. Now I'm going to hammer on 3 to 5 on the A string, bottom string open 2 times, 5th fret A string, bottom string 2 times, repeat those 3 notes, 5th fret on the A string, bottom string open 2 times, and we're going to end this lick by playing 3 on the low E string and on the A string, and then moving it up a whole step to the 5th fret on the low E and the A string. So even though we're tuned down, I'm referring to the strings by their original names because I think that's the easiest way to learn this. So here's what we've done so far. And we'll do that 4 times. Now let's check out the verse part. It sounds like this. So I'm going to start by playing the 3rd fret of the A along with the open low E string and then hammering on to the 5th fret on the A string while that low E string rings. Now I'll play the low E string 2 times open. So far we've done this. Now 3rd fret on the bottom 2 strings, pull off to the open strings. Strike the bottom low E string 3 times. So far we've done this. Now I'm going to play on the low E string, 3rd fret of the A string, hammer onto the 5th fret of the A string. That's the same way we started this verse riff. Now I'm going to follow this with the bottom low E string open 1 time, 3rd fret on the bottom 2 strings, pull off to the open bottom 2 strings, and strike the bottom string 2 times open. That gives us 1 round of the verse. So once again, here's what we've done for the verse pattern. And we do that a whole bunch of times. We do it 4 times before the vocals come in and then 8 times after the vocals come in. So let's do it 8 times now. Now let's take a look at the chorus. We'll learn this in 2 sections. So here's the first section we're going to learn. So we're going to start the chorus by barring on the 3rd fret on the bottom 2 strings. We'll hold that for 1 measure, and then we'll bar on the bottom 2 strings on the 5th fret and hold that for 1 measure. Following this, we have this riff. So here we're going to hit the low E string open, hammer on from 3 to 5 on the A string, strike the open low E string 2 times, 3rd fret, E and A string, strike the low E string 3 times open, now 3rd fret on the bottom 2 strings to the 5th fret on the bottom 2 strings. Okay, so that lick once again. And we do that 2 times. Now we're going to go back to the first chord we played during the chorus. That's where we barred on the 3rd fret on the bottom 2 strings. We'll hold that for 1 measure and then play the 5th fret on the bottom 2 strings and just slide off. So let's put this in context now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the chorus continues. We're going to play the bottom 2 strings open. That's like a D5 power chord. We'll hold that for 1 measure. Now we're going to play a G5 power chord. That's played by the bottom 2 strings barred on the 5th fret. So I'm playing 16th notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Then I repeat that again. And repeat that 1 more time. And we're going to end the whole chorus back to the F chord. That's where we bar on the 3rd fret on the bottom 2 strings, followed by a G chord where we bar on the bottom 2 strings on the 5th fret and slide off. So if we put these 2 pieces of the chorus together, we get the entire chorus. So let's try that now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the chorus. Now we're going to take a look at the solo for Suicide Messiah. We'll break this down into pieces and then try and put it together after we learn all the pieces. The first 2 measures make up a theme that reoccurs later in the solo and sounds like this. So we're going to start by holding the 17th fret of the high E string. Then I'm going to bend up from the 17th fret of the high E string, and I'm not going to release that bend. We just bend up, and immediately we're going to go back to the 17th fret of the B string and bend up a half step from the 17th fret of the B string. When we do that bend, we're going to do that 3 times. We're going to bend up a half step from the B string, 17th fret, 3 times. On the 3rd time, we're going to come back down to the 17th fret and then play back to the 15th fret. Now play 16 on the G, 15 on the B. Okay, so once again, here's that idea. Here's the next phrase. So here I'm using the front pickup, bluesy phrase in D. I'm going to start with a bend from the 12th fret of the G string. We'll bend up a full step and then immediately jump over the B string, grab the 10th fret on the high E string. Now play 13 to 10 on the B string, that'll be a pull-off. Bend 13 on the B string up a full step and then immediately grab 10 on the high E string. And pull off 13 to 10 on the B string. So here's the phrase that we just learned. We're going to play that 2 times. Now we continue this idea. So we're going to have some stretches here. Starting off on the 15th fret of the high E string, I'll play 15, 13, 10, 13, 10, down to the B string, 13. So far we've done this. Now to the high E string, 13, back to the 13th fret of the B string. 10 on the high E, 13, 10 on the B string, that'll be a pull-off. 13 on the G string, 13 B, 13 G. A lot of pivoting there with the 3rd finger. Now back to the 10th fret on the B string. And we end this idea bending a half step from the 12th fret of the G string, bend up a half step, come back down, pull off to the 10th fret. Now play 12 on the D string, 10 on the G string. Okay, so once again, here's the second idea for this solo. At this point, we return to the main theme. Nothing new to learn there. And here's the next idea. We're going to start this idea by hammering on from 10 to 13 and then pulling off to 10 on the B string. Now grab 12 on the G string. We've played 4 notes, and we'll do those 4 notes 2 times. Now we move up to 15th position and play the same lick. So 15th fret on the B string, hammer on to the 18th fret, pull off to the 15th, and then grab 17 on the G, and play those 4 notes 2 times. So here's what we've done so far. And we repeat everything that we've done. Continuing on, we're going to stay here in 15th position. Now we're going to stretch out on the B string. We'll play 15, hammer on to 20, pull off to 15 on the B string, back to 17 on the G string, and play those 4 notes 2 times. Now back to 10th position, play that first lick, 10, 13, 10 to 12 on the G string, do that 2 times. And then we're going to tremolo pick while we bend up from the 20th fret on the high E string. So tremolo picking is where I try and pick that note quickly. So once again, let's put that together. The ending phrase for the solo goes like this. So what we're doing is a hammer-on idea using the right hand. I'm going to play the 15th fret of the D string with the first finger of my right hand, followed by the 12th fret of the D string to the open D. So I'll pull off there, striking the 15th fret with my first finger on the right hand, lift off of that, so we hear the 12th fret of the D string and then pull off to the open D. It's a 3-note phrase that we'll play 16 times. Once you get the hang of that first 3 notes, then you can just practice that over and over to get up to tempo. Now we're going to do the same idea, but the right hand will move from the 15th fret to the 17th fret. So that's also 16 times. Now move the right hand to the 20th fret, and we're also going to do this 16 times. Now from the high E string on the 15th fret, we'll bend up a full step and back down. Now we're going to do this thing where we pinch the B string into the E string. So what I'm going to do is use the pick, and I'm going to push the high E string with the 3rd finger and push the B string downwards with the pick. Now I have those 2 strings touching each other. I'm going to bend up and then release the bend. And I'll do that 3 times. Now up to the 20th fret on the high E string, I'll bend up a full step, then I'll come back down and I'll do that same pinch idea from the 20th fret with the B and the high E string. So let's put all of this together now. Here's the entire solo. So there you have all of the pieces for the solo to Suicide Messiah.